Hola, beautiful people. Today is story. Now, this is story time. Okay, listen to this. So I just got back from running a small errand and I thought, why not choose these people exactly what happened on your way back? So I got into a vehicle from Lugbe to Kuje. By the way, Lugbe to Kuje is 250 from the park. But if you are the long kind of person who just stays by the roadside waving vehicles, you might be able to get to Kuje from Lugbe at 200. That's not the main point. Now, so I was coming back to Kuje and the driver collecting the money was so busy looking into my purse that all he wanted to do was make change from what I had in my purse, right? So I was able to get the change. I made the change for him. But because he was so busy looking for change, he charged me 15 naira less than what he was supposed to charge. So after doing the calculations, I realized it. And when we were about to move, I decided to call his attention to it and I gave him the 15 naira. And he said in Hausa, may God save him for this our country, Nigeria. Okay, so here's the thing. Now, while we're moving on the road, he turned to me and said, you this girl, as I look you, I pray may God give you better husband. I laughed and then I said, amen, because somehow I knew where he was getting. And he then said, because the way they look you so, if your husband give you money for soup, you go bring back change. Instead of make you tell and say, darling, the money no do. So I laughed again, and after a few seconds, I was like, Oga, as you dey pray this prayer, may God give me better husband. So also pray for me, make me self make money. Now there trouble starts. Oga tell me, say, if husband they give me money, wetin I need money for? And the person sitting next to him said that it is true that once you have a good husband that gives you money, all your problems are solved in life. He then said that I should just accept that prayer of a good husband that gives me money and forget about everything else. Now, I was going to speak further, but I looked around and in that vehicle, we were just two women, right? Me and the other woman. And the other woman was a Fulani woman who honestly didn't really understand English, so she didn't even know what was going on. And then I could not go and start speaking cut and join Hausa that I will end up accusing myself of something. So that's not it. And the other guys in the vehicle, now this is how normal public vehicles are here in Abuja, right? 4 people at the back, 2 passengers in front, and the driver. That's 7 people in a vehicle, right? Now, out of all 7, there were 2 ladies. And I just explained the situation of the 2 ladies, while the other guys were not willing to get into the conversation. So the 2 guys beside me were not willing to get into the conversation, while the other 2 were laughing. Now this is it. When this guy in front and the driver had already made their point, all I had to say was, Oga, I agree, you don't do. Amen. More they go. This is not an argument I intend to get into to try to look like the hero in a cab. But I just have one question to ask. Whatever happened to building every individual's capacity, not just intellectually, but also financially? What happens to building a man financially and a woman also financially? What happens to building a human in every way possible? You see, well, this year, International Women's Day is going to be on the 8th of March. The 8th, what is 8th? 8, number 8, Wednesday, 8th of March, 2023. And I hope on that day, you will have valid points to bring to the world why every woman deserves to be financially independent. This is not a feminist fight. This is a human fight. And trust me when I say this, if as a woman, you are not financially independent, even to the least bit of getting the most basic things for your own self, trust me, there is trouble in the land. A man will provide for you. Every other human can provide for you. But as a human being, if you cannot provide the most basic things for yourself, there is trouble in the land. It affects you mentally, physically, even spiritually. I have said my own. This is my own bit. Story over. Namaste. Ding. Well, and guess what? My waist that was paining me before has actually gone down. It has reduced. I guess what I was missing was the massage of being a third person in a public vehicle. If you know, you know. That third seat at the back. If you know, you know.